Hello and welcome to this video. In this video I've just got back from Accounting Web Live Expo. Now if you also caught our latest podcast, Ask the Accountant, then you would be fully aware that we were encouraging people to come over to us and actually say hello. And say hello you actually did. So thank you for each and every one of you who reached out during the show. But one of the questions that got brought up more than most was a question regarding EPOS solutions. So for anyone out there who doesn't know, the ability to make some sale, electronic point of sale. So think of your cash register, but a lot more fancy, a lot more organized. Now the beauty of having EPOS solutions as opposed to a standard cash register, so an electronic point of sale, is the fact that under most circumstances you have the ability to attach it to QuickBooks. And that's what we're going to discuss today. Because thankfully the popularity of these solutions have gone through the roof, but there's still a bit of confusion about what works for you and your business. So let's roll that intro and get straight into figuring out in 2022 what is the current situation of the EPOS solutions. Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with a fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, and also head of accounts here at Boffix. Now in today's video, we're going to be talking about the world of EPOS solutions here within QuickBooks Online. Now, first of all, some honorary mentions. I would love for this to be talking about the world of SumUp because I actually really like their hardware. The hardware is really, really useful and they've been acquired or they've acquired Good Till Company. So their software is going to be absolutely brilliant as well. The problem is they're a bit of a closed ecosystem. Without jumping through many hoops, it's very difficult to get that information from SumUp to QuickBooks. And that kind of means, from my point of view, it's a bit of a no-go at this point in time. I'm hoping that's going to change soon though, so watch this space, get yourself subscribed to this channel, because as soon as we find a great connection for you, you're going to be the first to know. So what does that leave us with? Well, really, if you're going just by QuickBooks recommendations and you went over to the sales place and you went to overview, and then under the overview section, it does say here, get paid anywhere with a card reader, just on the right hand side. And if I press the start button just here, it's going to go take you to the Zettel solution. Now, thankfully, I have a Zettel solution right here in front of me. And actually, this is a really great piece of kit. Now, ultimately, it's not a standalone. So you need to have your phone with you or your iPad with you. And the idea is that the software is done on your iPhone and iPad. And then when you need to take the payment, you utilize the little solution just here. What we really like about this one, is the fact that it's got its own little keypad, LCD screen at the top, and it's got a space for the card to go in just here. And like most people would do these days, it's got your contact list just at the top there to use things like your watch or your phone, or you tap and go on your card. So if you're going to be using the QuickBooks deal, which the deal itself basically means that you get a discount version of the card reader itself, and then some preferential rates going forward. And because QuickBooks and Zettel have made their little agreement, means that the two are going to be quite nicely integrated together. Which means once you go into the Zettel software, you're then given the option to connect it directly to QuickBooks, and you're off to the races. And to me, that is an absolute brilliant solution and something that gets me really excited. But hold your horses. Because Zettel don't just do their card reader. They also have this little device as well. And this device itself is a fully functional EPOS solution in its own right. Look how small and dinky this solution is. Now, I've done a whole video on this, so please do go back for a full review. But ultimately, the idea of this is everything's built into one. In fact, on this particular solution, I even have a barcode scanner just here, which basically means I can use this to scan stuff as I go along. It has a full screen on it as well. And it's actually got a built-in SIM card, so that it doesn't matter if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can still take those all-important payments. Coupled with a nice accessory like this one, it magnetically connects, and you've even got a nice little printer and a way to charge the device really, really handily. So between having this solution which connects to your iPad, iPhone, and gives you that opportunity to take a payment whenever you've got a phone connection basically, or having the all-in-one solution here, you would have thought that you have everything you need for an EPOS solution. And for most businesses, that's completely right. This gives you the opportunity to say what you're going to buy, print it off if you need to, send an email if you need to. Ultimately, you can take payment for the service or goods that you are doing with these devices. But as I absolutely love the hardware on here, and again, if you see the full review, there are a few nitpicks, but ultimately really like the hardware of both these devices. Unfortunately, the software can be somewhat limiting. But again, only for certain clients. If all you need to do is take payments and receive that money, then realistically you can't go wrong. But if you're running a solution or a service where you need to be a little bit more proactive, best example by far is a cafe or a restaurant or something along those lines, then this is where some limitations can be found from this, unfortunately. The software on here used to have an option to have an upgrade, and it used to be called Zettel Plus. And the whole point of Zettel Plus is you could grab this device, put in some extra software, and you could do things like be able to manage tables, send information over to your kitchen, that sort of stuff, which in this day and age actually is really important. And that's where rival software like Square actually comes into its element. See, unfortunately, Square doesn't have a direct integration with QuickBooks. But what it does have is a much stronger software experience. See, just like with Zettel, you'll have two solutions. You have one that can connect to your tablet and phone, and it just becomes basically a puck for being able to take those payments as you need them. Notice that there's no keypad on here, and that's where the frustration comes with this hardware, because ultimately if your customer needs to put their passcode in, then you're going to have to pass them the device as well, and to me that doesn't sit quite right. I have got this in a fancy little dock, and in fairness, that's where Square also becomes really good. Their hardware has a lot bigger ecosystem around it. So you can have a fancy solution that your iPad sat in and you can take the payments there. And we've installed it in some of our clients and they're really liking that facility. But ultimately, this is all you need, this tiny little dock, which Bluetooths to your tablet or phone, and that's how you take the payment. In fact, we like it so much, we have actually started to consider this little device here, which basically integrates the whole Square solution just here, while giving you the option to have an iPad as well. And this kind of gives you the best of both worlds, because you've got your iPad, you could have it connected to the internet at all times with a SIM connection, but also you can make payments and go forward as you need to. Really, really cool. Square also have their own version of the terminal that we saw from Zettel as well. And this is a similar sort of idea. Although this is one unit, so you can't deattach this one like we did with the Zettel, this basically has everything you need. It's got the screen, it's got a printer, nice big battery to make sure it's lasting a lot longer, and ultimately this can be your all-in-one device. So if you are going to be taking orders and everything like that, you could do it directly from here and also take payment as well. And the software within Square seems to also have lots of extra features as well. Again, we've done a full video breakdown of that, so make sure that you go and look at that video if you're interested in that device at all. But what lets it down is the fact there's no direct integration with QuickBooks, and the only way you can integrate is by using a third party. Now, we did a whole video on it, but over on Amica, these seem to be one of the best solutions you have for getting that connection just right. With Amica, you can browse many different connections, which includes Square itself and QuickBooks. And ultimately, you can choose between the free version or the $12.99 version as of recording to be able to get that connection up and running. And I really do like this, because I find that this free version just here will be more than enough for most small businesses out there. And actually, that upgrade cycle isn't too bad. It might be worth your consideration. Now, there are plenty of other EPOS solutions on the market at the moment. The thing is, majority of them come with monthly subscriptions, or they come with some sort of annual commitment. So ultimately, what we've been doing at our practice is by going between Square or Zettel. And it all comes down to what your client or your business needs. Does your business need that integration to be deep within QuickBooks? And do you want it simple and straightforward? Well, then Zettel's going to be the solution for you. If your business needs that a little bit more from that EPOS solution, for example, they want to be able to send the order to the kitchen so that they can continue doing it, or be able to have a table situation where you can come back to it and then pay it off all in one go, then without having lots of jump arounds and everything else, it could well be the solution for you. So for me, that's what it comes down to. And they're the decisions we make for our client. Do they want straightforward and simple? Zettle's definitely going to be the one. Or do they need something a little bit more substantial? Then Square's going to be the one for them. Good thing about this is primarily the thing that's holding back Zettle at the moment is the software. Now granted, there are a few bits of the hardware I'd love to be tweaked. Again, see the other video for that full detail. But if it's just the software, it should be something that gets fixed at some point in time. Now, last time I spoke to Zettle, they weren't very forthcoming on when that's going to be. Their focus primarily is on making sure this is as robust and reliable as it possibly can be. And in fairness, they're doing exactly that because it's a very robust solution. But if that software doesn't get updated, then for some business out there, you're going to find a lot more benefit from being on Square. And there we have it. One of the biggest questions asked towards me over at Accounting Web Live Expo. Hopefully this video has been useful for you. If it has, don't forget to use that like and subscribe button down below. Believe me when I say that a small channel like mine really does benefit from any form of like, subscribe or anything like that. So all the help is much appreciated. And in return for that like and subscribe, I can guarantee that you'll be the first to know about anything that's happening in the world of QuickBooks. So without further ado, my name has been Aaron Patrick. If you need more information about anything we've talked about regarding Square or Zettle, don't forget to look at some of the videos I've either put down below, tried to put on the screen around me as we go along, but ultimately just search my channel or the Boffix channel for much more detailed breakdowns. My name's been Aaron Patrick. As always, it's been a pleasure to do this video for you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Oh, and if you want to know more about Accounting Web Live Expo, then make sure you catch our podcast, Ask the Accountant, where we're going to be spending a lot of time talking exactly about it. And if you're in a podcast mood, then this month's version of our other podcast, QuickBooks Labs, we have a doozy installed. You see, each and every year, we rank what features have been released for QuickBooks and how good they've been. It's one not to be missed. See you there.